President of the Tulare County Hispanic Leadership Network. I'm also the Assistant Superintendent of Tulare County Office of Education. First of all, I have to say that these young men and women who were playing the jasmine and the golo has brought back some great memories, because I spent all my high school career playing in the jazz band and I loved it. And I thought they did fabulous. So let's give them another round of applause. I can't say enough about music. Music is one of the things I love about one of my hobbies and my passions, and some of you know that. And so today I couldn't play with these people. They were so talented. But anyway, welcome to honor our guests, friends, and relatives who have come to support our winners for this evening. This is our first annual awards ceremony. And this is our final Tulare County Hispanic Leadership event for the year. We are all here to celebrate great recognition and contributions by some very talented administrators. But before we do that, I would like to welcome an honored guest to please lead us in our national anthem. So Silvero Montoya will sing the national anthem. Would you please come forward? And I have to tell you something about Silvero. He is a Tulare Union High School graduate. And he didn't tell me, he asked me not to tell you what year he graduated, but it's in the same decade as me. So, I don't know if that's good or bad, but anyway, let's give him a round of applause.
Can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleam, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say doth that star-spangled banner yet wave? For the land of the free. And the home of the brave.
County Hispanic Leadership event for this year. We are all here to celebrate a great year and to honor 6 outstanding administrators in the field of education. We would also like to recognize the contributions and support from Dr. Craig Wheaton, Superintendent, Visay Unified. Would you please stand? Mr. Jim Vidax, County Superintendent of Education. Their support has been essential to the success of our efforts as the Tulare County Hispanic Leadership Network this year. So thank you. And at this time, I'd like to ask Dr. Wheaton to come forward, please.
Thank you, Dr. Solis. Well, it's really good to be here. They asked me to welcome all of you, kind of a second welcome, and just say a few words. And I think that's kind of dangerous to give me a microphone and say just a few words. So I noticed you looked at your watch. I'm looking for the hook. You must have the hook around here somewhere. But you know, it is really an honor to be here tonight and see all of you, right? There's so many familiar faces out there, leaders in education across our county, and I am so proud of all of you. You know, the Tulare County Hispanic Leadership Network, I think back about that, and I remember a very small group of people meeting in our conference room at Visalia Unified School District. I remember the initial meetings and how that flourished over a year or so, and you know, the vision of supporting and networking with other educators across the county and really growing our own skills in leadership was really at the heart of this leadership network. And I made a point through the years to put all of the events on my calendar, and I'm so glad that I have, because the meetings and the people that I met through this network have really enriched my professional life. And one thing that a dear friend of mine who's retiring this year said to me not long ago is that one of the most important bits of knowledge he's gathered over his career is that you must never underestimate the influence that you have on other people. And we know that. You know, we're honoring folks that influence education, influence kids learning all the time. But we also know that you influence other people in your life, other teachers, other administrators. And it's that network, that professional network, that really keeps us going. And so it's really been an honor for me to be part of this. And I would just like to extend my personal congratulations to all the honorees here tonight. Thank you.
There are many people who have made this year such a great success, so we would like to extend our gratitude to our sponsors as well, who generously supported us on every single event this year. New York Life, Medical Building, and of course, Visalia Unified and Tulare County Office of Education. At this time, I would like to acknowledge my colleagues who have played a major role this year with the Tulare County Hispanic Leadership Network, and they are the center of all the events that have happened this year. So I would like for them to kind of stand forward and just stand where you're at, and we want to give them a round of applause. Our past president, who has really provided a lot of the passion and guidance and stability to this network, is Luis Covarrubias, who is not present, but he had a family function to attend to. But he has been very instrumental in our efforts this year. Our vice president, Dr. Pansy Ceballos. Richard Rodriguez and Emily Rodriguez, who are outside there now. Frank Escobar Jr. Media and Public Relations, Roberto Vaca. Treasurer, Paulo Aguila. And I have to tell you that, and I'll say a few more words later on in the program about these folks, but I can't say enough about the support, the dialogue, the interaction, the thoughtfulness of how we put the different events throughout this year, and we'll talk more about that. At this time, we're going to take time to have dinner, and so enjoy your fellowship and collegiality as you have dinner. I'm going to have some music that I'm not going to play, but I'm just going to have some music. Somebody asked me, says, "I hope you're not playing." I said, "That's correct." So anyway, and then we'll get on with the program right after dinner. So enjoy yourselves, and we'll go. Thank you. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to continue with our program this evening. And how was that meal anyway? Was that great? Right? Yes. It's very important when an organization gets together, and something that's very important to the Tulare County Hispanic Leadership Network is that we have a focus and we know exactly what we're about. And so at this time, I'd like to introduce Dr. Ceballos. He's going to share with you our mission statement and what we're about. So.
Good evening. It's nice to see all of you, and a special welcome to our honorees. As you mentioned, this is our first awards banquet, and so it's wonderful that you all came. We all, as the committee planned this out, we were worried that nobody would show up, so we're glad you're here. So, as Luca mentioned, this network has some goals in mind to help keep us focused. And the first one is that we're here to provide networking opportunities for aspiring educators and administrators. And the second goal is to prepare these leaders to assume leadership roles and to advance professionally. And the third one, and probably this is the major reason that the group came together, because the third one is to prepare leaders who are equipped to face the challenges of our Latino students and community. And as you know, our demographics here, if you take a look at our test scores, if you take a look at the children in our classes, they represent a group of people and culture that sometimes needs people to support them in different ways. And so as we are here to bring this networking opportunities, one of the main reasons is because of our demographics. So these three goals helps us keep our focus, and as we bring our networking topics and agendas and develop those agendas, these three goals are in our mind. So with that, Dr. Solis.
Let's give Dr. Ceballos. At this time, I would like to introduce to you Mrs. Celia Maldonado Arroyo. Mrs. Celia Maldonado Arroyo is a leader that epitomizes what this organization stands for. She models for leadership by being active in many community organizations and currently serves as the president of the Tulare County Office of Education Board of Trustees. She is active in organizations promoting community empowerment through an active voice. We are truly honored to have Mrs. Celia Maldonado Arroyo serve as our Mistress of Ceremony this evening. So please help me welcome Mrs. Celia Maldonado Arroyo.
Thank you very much, and it is definitely an honor to be here amongst all of you to honor the people that have done a really wonderful job in education. I have been in education a very long time, and so I'm very just pleased and honored to be here. But before we get started, let me just mention the latest news regarding the new president of Fresno State University, Dr. Joseph Castro, right? What the boy makes good. Isn't it wonderful that one of our own has reached this level? He is certainly a role model for all of us and for all of the people in our community. You know, I worked for a few years with Fresno Unified School District in Human Resources and Affirmative Action. And I know we don't talk about affirmative action very much these days. It isn't the politically correct thing to do. But it is still important that we work toward achieving a workforce that looks like the people that we serve. And to me, it is more important to achieve this goal in the field of education than almost anywhere else. While at Fresno Unified, I chaired many interview panels where it was obvious that some of the candidates were not well prepared for the interview and weren't aware of the challenges that they would be facing in their role as administrators. So I was really pleased when I heard that the Tulare County Hispanic Leadership Network was being formed to help prepare the inspiring leaders of tomorrow. Because we don't ask for special privileges, we just ask for an equal opportunity to be able to take advantage of the positions that are available. So, with those goals in mind, I think that the Tulare County Hispanic Leadership Network provided 3 inspiring sessions featuring outstanding leaders who serve as role models and resources to our aspiring leaders of tomorrow. We would like to acknowledge those individuals that shared their expertise in each of these events. When your name is called, please stand and be recognized. In the first session, they featured superintendents who spoke on the topic, Success in Transition. And the presenters were Drew Sorensen, Superintendent, Woodlake Unified School District. Is Drew here? Drew is not here. Well, I know that Drew was a new superintendent and he was doing a wonderful job. Dr. Sarah Collegian, Superintendent, Tulare Joint Union High School District. Dr. Christina Luna, Superintendent, Farmersville Unified School District. Christina's not here. Dr. Miguel Guerrero, Superintendent, Tipton School District. The second session featured administrators in the process of completing their doctorate. The topic was using education to advance your career. The presenters were Emily Rodriguez, Assistant Superintendent for Valley Oak Middle School, Visalia Unified School District. Jose Perez, Assistant Principal, Dean of Students for Mission Oak High School, Tulare Joint Union High School District. Jesus Gonzalez, Resource Coordinator for Migrant Education. And Adriana Gonzalez, doctoral candidate. And the third session featured 3 accomplished administrators who spoke to the topic, entry-level administrators. The presenters were Frank Silveria, Principal at Exeter High School. Dr. Pete Chavez, Assistant Principal at Mount Whitney High School. And Laura Gonzalez, Instructional Consultant for the Tulare County Office of Education. We appreciate their support and contributions. Please give them another round of applause. So tonight's culminating event by the Tulare County Hispanic Leadership Network will be honoring some of our brightest and most talented administrators. These administrators have distinguished themselves through their unyielding support, inspiration, and dedication to their communities and their significant contributions toward the education of Latino children. These 6 individuals will join the Tulare County Hispanic Leadership Network as honorees. They will also be asked to participate in our October event to present their perspectives on education. At this time, I would like to invite Mr. Vidak to come forward to assist with the awards presentation. Our first honoree is Adam Valencia. Supervisor for the Choices Program at Tulare County Office of Education. Adam is passionate, insightful, and personally committed to the development of youth throughout Tulare County and the region. Adam was pivotal in the implementation of the Reconnecting Youth program. The success at El Diamante High School had immediately after implementing RY was so apparent that the program became the model intervention throughout the district. Adam has not only provided the structure and resources necessary for the success of these students, but he has readily available was readily available to staff and administration from the very inception through its implementation. Adam's personal and professional influence stretches far beyond our valley. He has solidified partnerships throughout the United States. Adam frequents national conferences as a keynote speaker, highlighting the Valley's success with its at-risk youth. Most recently, Adam's commitment to school and community safety awarded a series of districts, including Visalia Unified, total and free access to Sprigio anti-bullying reporting system. Adam Valencia's community contributions and professional attributes make him a very deserving recipient of this award. Adam. Our second honoree is Charlene Stringham, and she's the Administrator for Student Support and Academic Services at the Tulare County Office of Education. Charlene Strigham's vision of learning is evident in the work of the Tulare County Office of Education Educational Resource Services Program. Mrs. Stringham is leading the charge to ensure that Tulare County educators receive the necessary information and resources to prepare them for 21st century instruction. Mrs. Stringham is supportive of articulation and collaboration regarding the Common Core standards with other TCOE programs such as BITSA, Impact Intern Program, Migrant Education, and ERNSA, and thus promotes both personal growth and collective learning. She recognizes that student success is directly dependent on the quality of instruction and is a firm believer that all children can learn. For this reason, she is a researcher of successful practices and understands that the beliefs and actions of an organization are at the heart of student success. In her work as instructional consultant and ERS administrator, Mrs. Stringham has built strong relationships based on trust and commitments made and kept. Mrs. Stringham and her ERS team work tirelessly, including many evenings and weekends, to provide a wide variety of student events in order to showcase student talent throughout the county. Most recently, she met with educators from Iowa and Wisconsin to collaborate in the development of resources. She was a featured speaker at the Bay Area Common Core Standards Summit, in addition to presenting at the California Teachers Association Institute at UCLA. The expertise of the ERS team is recognized by the California Department of Education, as team members have been selected to serve on the English Learner Panel of Experts, the Math Framework Committee, and ELA-ELD Framework Committee. Through these connections, Mrs. Stringham ensures that the needs of Tulare County schools are heard and supported. Thank you, Charlene Stringham. Our third honoree, Natalia Mata, is the principal at Highland Elementary School in the Visalia Unified School District. Ms. Mata has been in administration since 2008. Highland Elementary School had consistently scored the lowest of the 30-plus elementary schools in the district until Ms. Mata became the principal. This year, their API score is 709, a great jump from the previous year. Ms. Mata is skilled and knowledgeable in curriculum and instruction. She is very student-focused, high-energy individual who dares to challenge the status quo. Her motto is, if a student is smarter at the end of the day, and the student does it every day, he or she will be smarter at the end of the year. Pretty simple, Laura. Pretty simple rationing, right? Under her leadership, Highland Elementary has exited program improvement. Highland has also been the recipient of the prestigious Tulare County Office of Education's Academic Torch Award, recognizing their commitment to student success. Under her leadership, Highland has implemented systems to address the needs of the most disadvantaged students and the importance of professional development, materials, methodology, and a connection to the community has grown. Without a doubt, Ms. Natalia Mata's leadership has made a tremendous impact on the future of the students at Highland Elementary School. Thank you, Natalia. Our fourth honoree is Steve Tsuboy, and he is the principal and superintendent at Sunnyside Elementary. Steve's philosophy is to provide all students with the opportunity to succeed in the educational setting. Exceptional educational leaders have the passion, leadership skills, commitment, and resiliency to improve the educational system for all students. Mr. Tsuboy is such a leader. Mr. Tsuboy is very quiet and unassuming, but when it comes to the education of students, his voice and persona is that of a giant. That voice projects the vision of hardworking students, parents, staff, and administration working together in concert for a common goal. At Sunnyside, student achievement has been a process of collaboration between the school and community. 3 years ago, Sunnyside's API score was under 700. Since then, they have had an average 20-point growth each year. Today, Sunnyside is out of program improvement with an API of 759. Their English learners have also made great strides on the CSTs. Mr. Tsuboy is truly committed to not only the students at Sunnyside, but also the community in which they live. Thank you, Steve Tsuboy. He is the Assistant Superintendent of Curriculum and Instruction at Tulare Union High School District. Tony's humble and cordial demeanor has earned him the trust of the teachers, administrative team, and most importantly, the disenfranchised families. His hard work is evident through the numerous events he participates in, including many venues that encourage and promote Latino academic success. He affords the administration, teachers, and support staff the resources needed to ensure that the needs of ELLs and migrant students are met. Tony is, bar none, one of the greatest advocates for the needs of our disenfranchised and economically deprived families. His commitment and insight to the gente is unparalleled. His motivation derives not just from his first-hand experiences as a migrant laborer, as he is well-versed in the toil of our migrant families, but his insight of the influence that such a hardship has on our students when they embark on a post-secondary education. Thank you, Antonio. And our final honoree is Tom Rooney, who is the superintendent of the Lindsay Unified School District. Prior to his position as superintendent, Mr. Rooney served as the assistant superintendent of curriculum and instruction, where he was instrumental in implementing the performance-based system in grades K-12. His previous experience includes serving as a teacher, assistant principal, and principal at the elementary level. Mr. Rooney is highly knowledgeable about research-based instructional practices and is a key leader involved in work related to the development, evaluation, and modification of all aspects of the performance-based system in Lindsay Unified. His vision is based on the best and latest research supporting pedagogical changes for instruction throughout the district. Most recently, Mr. Rooney has put together a team to write to the federal initiative Race to the Topic. His accomplishments is noteworthy because of the dramatic systemic changes that are required as part of this grant. He maintains a strong track record of successful and committed leadership at the site and district levels and is focused on serving the students and families of Lindsay community. Thank you, Tom. Truly, each of these honorees are deserving of this recognition, and we can all feel comfortable that the future of our educational leaders in Tulare County is in good hands. Because we are depending on these leaders to provide the best educational environment for our Latino children to learn. Our student success leads to the success of our community. It has been my pleasure, my honor, to participate in this wonderful and inspiring event. On behalf of the Tulare County Hispanic Leadership Network, I thank you for your continued support.
Wow, isn't that inspirational? Amazing. When I started this speech this evening, I said we have 6 of those talented, brightest administrators. And so we thank you all for being here and coming. I have just a few things that I would like to conclude with, but first and foremost, thank each and every one of you for being here and coming and supporting these wonderful administrators, very deserving of the work that they do in our communities. Because we have many, many other people such as ones we've been honored today. And so I want to thank you and give yourselves an applause and the community. Once again, the work of the Tulare County Hispanic Leadership Network could not be done with the support of many, many of our sponsors. New York Life, Medical Building, Unified School District Superintendent Dr. Wheaton, Mr. Jim Bidek, Superintendent, Tulare County Office of Education. And this event as well, sponsored, we have some sponsors that also provided some support for the evening, and that was Mr. Jim Pedro and Candy Learning Associates. And so we thank them for doing so. Next year, we have a great slate of events coming up. We have a flyer on the table. This is not the last time you will see this flyer. It will have more information. It starts with October. We are inviting our winners this evening to present their views on education and aspects, and each one of them will have an opportunity to do so. Our venues are structured in such a way that it's kind of like a mixer at the beginning, and then we have people who present, then we have an opportunity to ask questions and interact. So next year we will start in October. The date and location is to be announced at a later time, but we will talk about administrators in the educational setting. In December, we will have a network and collaborating time when we invite some administrators also to speak on different topics. March, we will have our changing roles as leaders in the next generation Common Core standards. We will feature some folks who have done some incredible work in our communities here in Tulare County. And lastly, in May, we will have our second annual Administrator of the Year. We welcome you and invite you next year, and we will send out more information as May comes around for you to nominate people that you feel worthy of being recognized by the Tulare County Hispanic Leadership Network. There are many, many people that I wanted to recognize, and so in closing, I would like to once again acknowledge our Tulare County Hispanic Leadership Network and the people who have supported this. At this time, I would like to ask the network leaders to come forward, please. And I'm going to ask them. I know they told me that I'm not sure we're going to do this, but I'd like to have Pansy, would you please come forward? Frank Escobar Jr., Roberto Vaca, Richard Rodriguez, Emily Rodriguez, Paulo Aguila, and one missing member is a very important missing member, and we really wish he was here, is Luis Covarrubias. Luis Covarrubias is our past president, and he has had a huge influence on our network. Also recognize a couple of other folks who have been very instrumental in this organization. who have been part of this organization. Dr. Judy Burgess, would you please stand forward? And I have to say just a few things about this team because it is truly a team. These gentlemen and ladies have worked very hard to put this event together. Dr. Ceballos is always making sure that we stay on track. Appreciate that very much. Emily is there to help us and support us at the table with registrations with Mr. Rodriguez. And Richard is the guy that takes all the pictures and he's required to make sure that everybody signs in, checks out, and everything. We have over 300 email lists that we will continue to send out information. And Richard Rodriguez is the gentleman who does a lot of that. The other piece is that he facilitates the RSVPing. So when Dr. Ceballos said that we were a little nervous, we keep track about how many people had signed up. And so even today, people registered. So thank you. Our very important person is Frank, because Frank Escobar Jr. is in charge of the venues. He actually hosts or makes it happen that we are in different places throughout the year. And so he makes those arrangements. So thank you so much, Frank. Mr. Roberto Vaca, is our media person. And I can't tell you how serious this gentleman is about his job. I have to say this, Roberto, because we told him we got to get Univision here. So what does he do? He gets Univision here. And then they interview Dr. Ceballos and I on the status of the budget in Spanish, Univision. We have a hard time explaining it in English, let alone in Spanish. But it was aired, believe it or not. And I thought, oh my God, I'm glad they don't know where I live because I'm not sure we did it fairly justice. But Roberto, thank you so much. Our newest member to our network is Paulo Aguilar, who put together the PowerPoint presentations. He's our tech person. And he brought a young man by the name of Christian Arguyen, who is doing a video of this presentation. And we're going to make it available through an Edmodo site that we've established. We have a code that is on that flyer. So if you know Edmodo, all this presentation will be on Edmodo, so you can access it. And all you have to do is put that code in and you go there. If you don't know what Edmodo is, find a young person under 30 years old. A lot of their teachers know about Edmodo because that's a lot of how we're communicating and doing a lot of the work of professional development throughout Tulare County. So it's kind of a website that you can go and get this information. So a lot of that information will be there. I want to personally thank them, and let's give them a round of applause. Another person I have to mention, and I've not seen her here, Araceli Feliz. She is also a person that was very active in the past years, and so I have to mention her because she was very instrumental. Ms. Celia Arroyo, Maldonado Arroyo, would you please come forward? We still have to give you an award for being our Mistress of Honor today for our first annual. This is the first time we've ever done this, and we want to make sure that it continues to go and honor and recognize our talent throughout Tulare County. He wanted to share with you that we're setting a precedence that has not been around. So this is part of the culture of developing in the Tulare County Hispanic Latino network, leadership network. I was called a Latino, but that's well. At this time, also, one of our sponsors, are they here? Would you bring them? They would like to raffle off some gifts, and so this is an add-on. So, did you all get tickets? Not yet. Okay. This is, you got the winning ticket? Okay, they're gonna run around real quick. before we just, and Dr. Frank wants to speak here.
You know, just quickly, we know that every great team has a great leader. And this year, our current president, Dr. Guadalupe Solis, joined the Tulare County Hispanic Leadership Network. And as a result, we have this evening. And it has been a vision of ours to impact the community, our educators in the community, and obviously our students in the community. But we weren't able to take it to the level that it's at now without his leadership. And so on the behalf of our committee, the Tulare County Hispanic Leadership Network, we'd like to thank and appreciate Dr. Solis for his leadership, his inspiration, and all of his support. So I'd like to big round of applause for Dr. Solis.
Well, thank you very much. And now I don't know what to say. And they're passing out the tickets, and we're going to have a raffle, and we have 3 gifts to raffle off, I believe. And this is due to our sponsors, and I believe it's New York Life, is that correct? New York Life would like to raffle off a couple of gifts. So they're going to pass out these tickets, and then we'll pick some winners, and we'll go from there. So, yeah, sure. I can't say enough. Can't say enough about our supporters of this, because it does take some. By the way, every time we put an event, we're over talking to our sponsors and asking them for our support, and so we want to thank you very much, New York Life.
Dr. Solis, thank you so much. My name is John Garza, and we want to just thank you for the opportunity to sponsor you. We believe in education. One of the things that we do is I'm involved in the Hispanic Chamber of Commerce out in Fresno, and now we're coming this direction to be involved here and to actually educate the Hispanic community in finances. When I grew up, my parents never really had the education as far as what do you do to prepare yourself for the future, for retirement. What we want to do is we want to be there to service you and be a resource, to help our children, to help you folks. So that's what we're about tonight, and thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Okay, are we ready with the raffle? Un momento. Pansy, you're supposed to share the tickets. Okay. Okay. One more announcement before we get started, and that is this. Next year when we have these events, we'll send out all this information about when our events will be done. We would invite everybody to participate because part of the network is about interaction, collaboration, and creating partnerships with as many people as possible. We couldn't do that work without the collaboration of each other and our support. So, I believe, Frank, we got a table over here that needs some tickets. I would ask Dr. Ceballos to tell us a joke at this time, but the first winner is the $75 Starbucks card. $75. Oh, it's only one card. Okay, I misunderstood, ladies and gentlemen, and it is a $175 gift. $175 gift, so this is a one. Okay, let's see. Dr. Collegian, I understand you're very credible, so come on over here and help us cross it. All right, and you pick your own, you're a winner. All right, come on down. We want to thank you very much for joining us this evening in recognizing these outstanding leaders and supporting Tulare County Hispanic Leadership Network. Please drive home safely. Have a good evening. Thank you.